Welcome back to the Global Local Top Tips, and today we're going to do the perfect roast potato, Brussels sprouts and bacon for our Christmas feast. I'm going to show you my best recipes today. Let's get stuck in. To get started, let's get our potatoes in the oven. So we'll start off with peeling some first. And again, you can do this with a peeler, but I just want to turn these ones so they just have a little bit more shape to them. And again, you could use a smaller knife. It might make it easier for you. And what we want to do is just get nice consistency between them all. Have them generally all the same size. And we call this turning a potato. Now, after I've turned all my potatoes, I'm going to cut them all in half, lengthways. To that, olive oil. You can use vegetable oil, it's perfectly fine. Peanut oil would also be really, really nice with this one. Pepper, lots and lots of pepper with this one. And salt. Salt. And then we're just going to give them a rub around the tin, making sure that oil is coated every little bit of the potato. Into the oven for 25 minutes at 180. While we're waiting for our potatoes, let's get started on our Brussels sprouts. So with this Brussels sprouts, we just simply want to cut off the end piece of them, and with our knife, just put a little cross or an X in the bottom of them. That makes them cook a little bit more evenly, so you don't get a really hard, chewy, tough bite when you're eating them. A lot of people don't like Brussels sprouts, but I love them. But you have to treat them with a little bit of love. And you can add different flavors in there to help them along. So after I blanch and refresh them, I'm going to roast them up with some bacon and sauteed onion. And that really enhances the flavor. And it's a traditional way to finish off Brussels sprouts. Now our Brussels sprouts have all been trimmed up. Let's get a pot of boiling water on and make sure it's a rolling boil. To that, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of bicarbonated soda. We're going to place our Brussels sprouts in, and we're going to cook them for 3 to 4 minutes. Most people make the mistake of cooking Brussels sprouts to death, but you don't need to cook them for that long. You need them to be soft, so you can eat them, yes, 100%, but we don't need to cremate them. The problem that most people have with Brussels sprouts is they cook them for too long, and they lose their colour. This is what the bicarb soda does. It helps keep that green in there and helping cook the Brussels sprouts just that little bit quicker. While we're waiting for our Brussels sprouts to come back up to the boil, I'm going to cook off my onion and bacon. So here I've got some finely diced bacon, and you could use hickory smoked bacon too. That would be really, really nice. And we just bring our pan up to temperature. Straight in with our bacon. after about a minute, I'm gonna add in our diced onion. So I've got one finely diced onion here, and you wanna kinda keep the bacon and the onion the same size. And again, the really great thing about this dish is it can be done the day before. So Christmas Eve, you can have your Brussels sprouts blanched and refreshed, your onions and your bacon fried off and in the fridge. Christmas morning, when you're getting everything else ready, into the oven for 25 minutes. And it's just one less thing you're gonna have to do. That's it, off the heat. So our Brussels sprouts have come back to the boil. Let's take them off. Let's take them off the heat and let's get them straight into some ice water. Exactly what we did with the collie and broccoli in one of the previous videos, except we've cooked the Brussels sprouts for about 2 to 3 minutes longer. And look at that, you've still got the color, but they're soft. You could eat them just like that right now. And it's not like the Brussels sprouts that you had growing up, where they were cooked for 15-20 minutes. These still have the color. So now I've drained off my Brussels sprouts and I'm gonna just arrange them in my bowl. And again, like my previous video with my vegetables, this is an oven-proof bowl. Could just as well put it in a baking tin. And you just want to arrange them that they're all, the florets are facing up. And that's for no other reason, just for the presentation. Look at that. On with our bacon and our onion. Now, I was cooking this for the day before. I drain off my Brussels sprouts, have my bacon and onion cool down completely, assemble it, Glad wrap it and put it in the fridge. And it would be ready to go the next day. In the oven for 20 minutes at 180. Now let's check and see if our potatoes are ready to go. So we'll give them a little shake around the tin. And if we just test them with a fork or a knife just to see if they're soft. We don't want them to be mushy yet, we just want them to be soft. And that's it. And what we're going to do with a potato masher or a fork or even the back of a frying pan, we just want to squash them down just a little bit. We just want to break the skin. That's it, back into the oven for another 20 minutes. These are crisp up, and that's why we broke them up. We wanted them crisp up even more. Now our roast potatoes are out of the oven and they've crisped up. And you can see by the fact that we squashed them down again just before they started cooking all the way through, it actually forced them to crisp up even more. We just put them on our bowl here. And these are going to be the best roast potatoes you ever had. those little bits that fell off. Just make sure you don't miss them because they're the best bits. Now, just a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper. We're ready to go. Now, our Brussels sprouts had their 20 minutes in the oven. Look at that bacon and onion is caramelized up, but look at our Brussels sprouts still have that beautiful green color. They've not gone gray and sloppy. And that just presents so well on your dinner plate. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment down below any videos you'd like to see in the future. Hit that like button, the subscribe button and the bell icon. And we'll see you soon.